Howdy, howdy, folks. It's Donnie once again. And in this video, I want to look at an aspect about cybersecurity that I never have really seen covered anyplace else. And this concerns how your emotions can affect your cybersecurity. So what am I talking about? Well, let's compare legitimate sales techniques to what the cybersecurity scammers do. They play on people's emotions, and that is a part of legitimate sales technique. So let's take, for example, this new car salesman. There are several parts of his sales technique. First, he's going to show the person how the product can benefit him or her. He's going to say, well, you buy this car and it's going to be reliable transportation. You really need reliable transportation and it's under warranty, so you don't have to worry about paying for repairs if something happens to it, and on and on and on. He's going to give the person the benefits. He's going to show them the benefits of buying that car. And then he's going to play on the person's greed by offering a really good deal. And then he's going to play on the person's sense of urgency by placing a time limit on that special deal. So he might say something like, you buy this car right now, we will give you $5,000 off of the price. And the implication is that if you walk away and come back tomorrow, that deal's not going to be good anymore. So you got to buy it now. Just got to buy it now. And yeah, that happened to me when I bought my last car. I really didn't go in meaning to buy a car. I just took my truck in to have the air conditioning repaired. And I happened to look at a car at the same time. Salesman said, hey, if you buy this car right now, then we will not charge you any labor for repairing your truck's air conditioning. Yeah, I was kind of susceptible, so I bought the car. Now, scammers work the same way. Now, let's look at that by taking the case of the Etherium Classic Airdrop scam that we talked about in the previous two videos. First, the scammers said, hey, for every one Ethereum token that you hold, you will receive 30 Etherium Classic tokens as an airdrop. And of course, the way to claim that airdrop was to give them the private keys to your Ethereum wallet so that they supposedly could go in and verify that, yes, you really have those Ethereum tokens. And then they put this time limit on, the supposed time limit. Now, what people don't know the first time they go in here is that this date changes every day that you access this website. So it looks like, hey, this is the official airdrop date. You got to do it now in order to claim those Ethereum Classic tokens. So anyway, here are the ingredients of the legitimate sales techniques that are here in the scam. The benefit. Hey, you'll get 30 Ethereum Classic tokens for every Ethereum token that you have. Okay, and that also appeals to the greed aspect. And then there's the urgency aspect by saying, okay, this is the date of the airdrop, so you need to go ahead and give us your private keys now so that you can get it. So that might be enough to convince some people, even though they might be knowledgeable enough to know better. But then maybe not. Because other aspects of your general mental state might also affect your decision-making process when it comes to cybersecurity. Well, what about fatigue? Well, in the videos about the Ethereum Classic airdrop scam, I told you about a guy that I happen to know who fell for that scam. He lost $5,000 worth of Ethereum. But he was doing that late at night after a long day. So he was rather fatigued. And the guy also happened to have a girl on his mind. So there's a little bit of depression in there. The guy was feeling bummed. Okay, do you ever really think straight when you're feeling bummed out like that? Well, this guy sure wasn't. And then there's anger. The guy wasn't angry, but still, do you ever think straight when you're angry? And then there's a matter of drugs or alcohol. Are you impaired by drugs or alcohol? Have you ever had a few drinks and then made a really foolish online purchase? Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, quite a few years ago, many years ago, when I was still running my old 66 megahertz 486 computer. Yeah, with dial-up modem. I purchased a subscription to an adult webcam service. It wasn't a scam. I got what I paid for. But afterwards I said, wait a minute, $20 a month for this I'm paying? What was I thinking? Well, what I was thinking was the fact that, hey, I'd had a few beers. I didn't know what I was doing. So the bottom line is, you could be the most knowledgeable person on planet Earth when it comes to cybersecurity. You might know, for a fact, do not ever enter your passwords when asked. Don't enter your private keys for your crypto coin wallets. And still, if you're in a susceptible emotional state, if you're not thinking clearly, you might still get victimized by doing something that you normally wouldn't do, because you would know better if you are thinking straight. So whenever you're online, just be aware of your mental and emotional state and avoid making decisions if there's a chance that your ability to think straight is impaired. So yes, the emotional aspect is just as important to your cybersecurity as the knowledge aspect. And I just want to emphasize again that you could be the most knowledgeable person in the world when it comes to the subject of cybersecurity and still fall victim if you're in an emotional state that would impair your thinking, that would prevent you from thinking straight. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So if you like the videos, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.